Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my home in Livingston, Montana. Okay, today is March 27th of 2019. I always like to throw out the date once in a while. Keeps me not confused, I guess I could say. Okay, this morning I downloaded an email from a fellow by the name of Jeffrey, a young fellow by the name of Jeffrey in Pennsylvania. And this is what he's wanting to know. He says, hey, it's Jeff so-and-so from down in Pennsylvania. I've been watching your videos for a while. I really enjoy them. That's some really great country you live in. Yeah, I know, Jeffrey. Trust me, I know. Anyway, I was wondering if you can do a video about fly fishing in the state of Montana. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there. Before I started up this video, I went down through my whole index of videos, and I've got over 475 videos right now on YouTube. Some of them I'm not very proud of. But, okay, Jeffrey, are you paying attention to me? I went down through my index of videos, and I've got over 60 videos on fly fishing, fly tying, fly casting. I've actually got videos of me catching trout. One of the best ones. Okay, every one of my videos starting from 001, you know, from the first video I ever started on my channel, have a number behind them. And what you want to look for is live action cutthroat trout fly fishing 149. That's probably about the best recording that I ever got as far as actually casting, hooking up, and catching a cutthroat trout, okay? Let me get on to answering the rest of your questions now. I got a few more things to say about this deal. I was wondering if you can do a video about fly fishing in the state of Montana. Well, I just got done saying that. I've got 60 of them approximately there, Jeff. And how do you think fishing in Montana compares to some of the other western states? Jeff, that's hard for me to say. I mean, I lived in Idaho for 16 years. There's places in Idaho where the fly fishing is really good. I know this for a fact. There's places in Oregon where the fly fishing is pretty good. I know this for a fact. There's places in Wyoming where the fly fishing is pretty good. And, you know, and certain places in Colorado, and this list goes on and on. I can tell you this much, though, as far as if you was to rate states, as far as fly fishing goes, you know, like, you know, what's the best country to fly fish and all that, I would definitely say that Montana would be in the top 3 in the entire United States, including Alaska. Top 3. I hope that answers your question there, Jeffrey. Okay, I live in Livingston, Montana. Did you know that the Federation of Fly Fishermen have been located here for many, many years? I don't know if they are now, but they were for many, many, many years. The Federation of Fly Fishermen, the FFFs, you know. Okay, so and there's a lot of people that come up to the state of Montana and to Yellowstone Park and all over this state to do nothing but fly fishing. I mean, this state, there's lots of stuff to do here, skiing and snowmobiling and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. But fly fishing is a big deal in the state of Montana. That's kind of a roundabout way of answering your question, but I hope I did. Okay. And you go on to say, I am 21 and I have a passion for fly fishing for years. I go out almost every day of the summer. Well, good for you, Jeff. Just keep on fly fishing. Don't take drugs. Don't smoke. Don't do a lot of this weird stuff that people are doing in this day and age. This is a message that I preached throughout my channel here. Now, you take, like in my particular case, and I'm not bragging, I can back this up every which way you go. I've been a trout fisherman for over 50 years. I've been a fly fisherman for over 40 years. I am a master fly tyer. You know, I've tied every pattern under the sun, plus I've got a bunch of them, at least 6 of my own patterns that I invented myself and it worked very, very well. But if you go back in my index on YouTube, you know, go way back, In fact, here's all the numbers I wrote down. I know you won't be able to see this, but I counted at least 60 videos I got on the subject of fly fishing. Some of them aren't me actually casting and catching fish and like that. And by the way, Jeff, while I'm thinking about this, fly fishing videos, I'm talking about the type of sitting down here showing off a fly rod or showing off a bunch of flies or whatever have you is one situation. But going into a live environment, a fly fishing environment, okay, setting up a tripod, okay, trying to figure out the trout are biting right off the get-go, trying to figure out the fly that you use, setting up a tripod, setting up a camera, and all the geriatrics that you got to go through and hopes that you can just go out there, do a few casts and snag a fish and show people, all about fly fishing. I've been through this in every form that you can imagine. I mean, I've waded across some of the slickest creeks you've ever seen. I've stumbled around. One time I fell down and I felt like I broke my left leg. This left leg over here. It still bothers me to this day. I took a really bad fall. And why? Because that's what I was doing. I was out there stumbling around with a friggin' camera and a tripod trying to get all set up to catch a fly fishing scene. Catching these live fly fishing scenes is the hardest doggone thing I've ever done in my life because I work alone. Why? Because I come from a family that's not fly fishing people. I've got one son-in-law that took it up, but he's too busy working all the time. So I end up going fly fishing alone. My wife, she isn't into fly fishing. She isn't into the great outdoors and all that stuff like I am. So there I am, humping up and down these slick creeks. I mean, some of these creeks that I fish in the rocks are slicker than owl dung, if you know what I mean. I'm Cyril. I ended up buying me a set of fishing boots, if you will, that actually got cleats on the bottom of them. Wader boots that's got these metal cleats on the bottom of them to help me stabilize myself in some of these, creeks that's got really rough footing, slick gravel, boulders, moss. I've been through it all, believe you me. I've had tripods fall off in the water. I've had cameras that have gotten ruined. I've been through it all when it comes to this trying to record fly fishing. So, Jeff, what I'm trying to tell you, bro, if you go way back in my index, way back in there in the lower numbers, I think the very first fly fishing, let me see this. Yeah, the very first fly fishing video I did on my channel was my second video, 002. Then 006, 009, 011, 10, 11, and it just goes on like that. But I've got over 60 fly fishing videos, and that's really all there is to it. And so I hope I answered your question. The subject of, as far as I'm concerned, and because I've even done videos on how to properly cast a fly rod, what patterns work up here in Montana, and on and on and on. Over 60-some videos there, Jeff. You just have to look. So, okay, that's all I've got to say. Thank you, people, for listening to me. We'll see you on down the trail.